Emma Condon, Tamar Fagan, Ashley Rodriguez, Ariana Rosas, and Erica Soderstrom. Our senior producer is Alex Schroeder. Our supervising senior producer is Meredith Gerritsen-Morby. In New York, I'm Sabri Benishore with the Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.
Good morning. This is meteorologist Russ Murley with your WTJX local forecast. This is Tuesday, the 16th of December. It'll be partly sunny at times with spotty showers today, middle to upper 80s this afternoon. East to southeast winds at 5 to 15. Overnight tonight, we're looking at a few passing clouds and maybe a shower or two, upper 70s. Overnight tonight. Tomorrow becoming partly sunny, isolated showers, middle to upper 80s. Isolated showers Wednesday night, 77 to 81. Partly sunny with isolated showers, 85 to 89 Thursday. Enjoy Tchaikovsky's Holiday Classics set in Edwardian era London on Great Performances tonight at 9 p.m. on WTJX TV, Channel 12.
WTJX 93.1 Charlotte Amalia, your NPR station in the Virgin Islands.
The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
And good Tuesday morning, and welcome to another edition of Analyze This here on your NPR station in the U.S. Virgin Islands, WTJX FM 93.1 with yours truly, Neville James. Beautiful day in paradise, and we got the beautiful folks from the Virgin Islands Housing Finance Authority here in the studio. What, babe?
VIHA, Housing Authority. No finance with us.
Oh, VI Housing Authority. I apologize. Here in the studio, you probably heard their voices before, so I'll allow them to introduce themselves right about now, starting to my left.
Happy Tuesday, Virgin Islands. I am Ajani Brown, the Strategic Initiatives and Program Coordinator for the Resident Wellness and Empowerment Department.
Good morning, Virgin Islands. I am Emmanuela Perez-Cassius, Director of Resident Wellness and Empowerment at the Virgin Islands Housing Authority.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Kurtice Lewis. I am the Marketing and Communications Specialist over at the wonderful Virgin Islands Housing Authority in the Resident Wellness and Empowerment Department.
Good morning to you distinguished Virgin Islanders. Madam Director, how are you?
I am good. I am very, very good this morning. And full disclosure, Housing Finance Authority is our comrades. So ain't no vibes. We work well together and hope to do more work together.
I apologize for incorporating finance in the leadership name. That's my fault. So how's the Housing Authority doing?
We are well. We are actually very well. We are in the motion for 2030, win. We're going for high performance, Neville. Mm-hmm. We are on the merry road. Our director has put out a plan. We are all working it. We are part of the plan. Of course, you know, the plan includes helping residents to set those goals and gain confidence and become self-sufficient.
Let's go through the different properties, facilities that you're responsible for territory-wide, and then we can get into all the different areas that you wanted to touch on this morning.
Okay, well, I'll touch on St. Croix. Starting from west, we have Marley Homes and Addition. Moving up, you have Williams Delight. From there, you have Mount Pleasant. From there, you have Aradias Heights. Then you have Candido Guadalupe. Then you have John F. Kennedy. And then you have Bazin Triangle.
Piggy Gerard.
Piggy Gerard. And then you also have D. Hamilton Jackson.
Not anymore.
Not
anymore.
And
D.
also
Hamilton
Wilfred E. Pedro.
Yes. Wilfred Pedro in Frederickston. And of course in St. Thomas.
Hold on a second.
And Joseph E. James.
Wilfred E. Pedro. Joseph E. James is where?
That's by Sonny
Sonny L? Okay. What happened to Red Brick?
David Hamilton Jackson. David Hamilton Jackson.
Affectionately known as Red Brick for those of us who are living here all our life, you know what I'm saying?
Well, David Hamilton Jackson.
The terrace, the Hamilton Jackson Terrace.
Yes.
Correct.
David Hamilton Jackson Terrace is in full bloom, but it's under new development. It's one of those communities that we turned over to as a RAD project, similar to Walter I. M. Hodge. Our people are still there. Our people are now sitting in new renovated apartments that are gorgeous from what I hear. So it's existing, but it's just not managed by the Virgin Islands Housing Authority anymore.
Okay. The Pedro is in Wim?
Yep, that's Wim, Wilfred Pedro.
Okay, so Marley, Pedro, Williams Elite, Mount Pleasant, Aria Diaz, Candido Guadalupe, Joseph E. James, JFK, Alfonso Piggy Gerard.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
And St. Croix.
That's St. Croix.
Okay. What's St. Thomas look like?
St. Thomas, we're starting from, I just learned this, east to west, Kerwin Terrace.
No, that's west.
I'm sorry. See, I just learned it and I still messing it up. They just schooled me this weekend in St. Thomas and I still messing it up. We started from east to west. Bavoni, Paul and Pearson, Oswald Harris Court, Lucinda Millen Young, Kerwin Terrace, H.H. Berg.
H.H. Berg is actually more east than Kerwin Terrace.
It is. It's before Kerwin Terrace heading that way, yes.
That's content, right?
And no, H.H. Berg is different from Noza Content. Noza Content is also a community, and that one is very close to Kerwin.
Okay.
It's over on the other side of the hill. And that's all housings in St. Thomas.
Okay.
And of course, we're working on Tutu Duno project. That's coming up too. So we're still working alongside that.
Just to correct you, when you're coming from east to west, you're gonna hit Oswald Harris first, then Pearson Garden. Okay. The new housing.
You're right.
Housing,
right. And then you bank the corner.
And then the ghettos.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Affectionately. Right.
Yes.
The ghettos.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So we're good with that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 different facilities territory-wide.
16 housing communities. Yep.
Nothing on Love City. What's up, man?
Not yet, but the Housing Choice Voucher Program still has participants in St. John. So we do serve residents.
You have a presence there.
We have a presence all over our territory.
So we're good. Mr. Lewis, what's up?
Not much. Everything is great.
How are you marketing your agency?
Continuing to add more and more communication channels. We launched our website this year, and it's doing pretty well. We have a page on our website specifically for residents, and that covers everything resident services. So any type of resources they need to be able to live comfortably within the housing authority, they could go right there on our webpage and get all that stuff. And of course, we have our newsletter that goes out every month. And this newsletter for December, we're going to be doing a special edition where we're going to be wrapping up the year by celebrating all our wins this year. The housing authority is always continuously going through transformation, and we're here today to talk about stability in every community, and that's what we're marketing right now. Just being on the road to recovery. Our executive director has an initiative that we want to become a high-performing housing authority, helping more and more residents move from vulnerable to stable and eventually self-sufficient, right? But it takes all of us. It takes the whole team. It takes the whole staff, and it takes the buy-in from the residents as well.
Who's the executive director?
Dwayne Alexander.
When are going to meet this big shot?
We bringing he to you, Neville. I promise him, and I promise you, we bringing him straight to this radio station. We're trying to coordinate it with the board meetings to make sure that when he's in the St. Croix district, he on your calendar at the same time. So I promise 2026 first quarter, Are you gonna meet?
We have a deal. No, typically you come 5-6 deep. Have you had some turnover at the housing authority? We've had it here at WTJX. So just curious.
Nope.
No?
We had no turnovers. We roll in tight. The whole entire team is with us. We do have some of our teammates that are out having babies and expanding families and healings. And so that's why they're out, but they ain't gone from us. We holding on to everybody great right now, Neville.
Making foot for shoes.
You know the young people thing. The young people thing. When I found out about it, we do wish them well because they're creating the next generation. But I tell them that's so 90s for me. That's something we practiced back in the 90s.
That's awesome. I see what you're saying, man.
Everything blessed. How you doing today?
I good, man. I good. I want to feel comfortable here. This is home. You know what I'm saying? So you good?
Everything good.
How Marley making out?
Marley is making out great. We actually just had a resident council election. We had the phase 4 elections, and within that phase, it was Marley Homes and Addition and H.H. Berg Homes and Addition over in St. Thomas. So that turned out pretty good. And the one thing I noticed is the participation has gone up. So for this last phase, we had about 20 to 25% participation throughout the different communities, which is up from the initial 10 to 15%.
Okay, good. And
I don't want to let a part slide without me emphasizing how much the work around this empowerment is happening. You know, we've been coming to you for the last 2 years telling you we're on a movement. We're making sure that our residents are empowered to run their own communities. So the work that's happening in Marley with Greater Changes, the work that's happening in Marley with the coordinator, all of these things come into fruition this election day. This election for me was really celebratory. And I want to big up President Bellado. Congratulations, sis. I know you're going to do good work inside that community. But they came out and they were ready because of the little things that we were doing along the way. They're starting to feel the power of ownership.
Well, that's what we want. Right? Now, let me ask, Harrigan used to be a housing authority. Is it still under IO purview?
I believe that.
The Ludwig Harrigan Court?
I believe so. Okay. I believe that the property is still under our purview.
Because we had, I had a conversation. They were asking for community involvement, either 2 or 3 years ago, in terms of the direction for what they wanted the new court, the new Harrigan court to look like. So I was just curious about it. That's a part of our, a big part of our historical fabric down in the Fredericksburg area. So I was just curious about that. Now, moving to Christians, that the Ralph D. Chabot project was actually like a main office area for housing authority back in the day. That before I even thought about working at housing authority. We had the Richmond Penitentiary. Right across from that, there used to be the main housing authority building for the whole of St. Croix.
Where Human Services is at now? Like the senior center?
If you're heading Seaside and you're passing the penitentiary on your left hand side, right across from it on the right hand side, that's where the main building was for housing authority for St. Croix.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they, of course, it's been demolished and all that stuff. I still own a property, or that's the government of the Virgin Islands?
I
don't know. No, Department of Health has modulars down there.
They do.
Right? They're still there?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the things, the reason why I asked that question is on St. Croix, a lot of in this case, at least 2, I think more, of the properties are beachfront properties. You know what I'm saying? Marley is our
ancestors had the foresight to know where's the best place to live.
Yeah, Marley is a condo area there right along the beach.
Absolutely.
The same thing with everything from what used to be Chabot walking its way further into Christians. They had access to the Richmond beach area. Are you emphasizing to the property owners and homeowners how valuable their properties were, man? They know that, man? Don't get them thinking that this is just a temporary deal if, in fact, the housing authority is investing into the properties?
Well, I know that there's a lot of work that's been put into ensuring that we keep a level of preservation to the space, right? So it's not lawless by these developers, and they understand what the value is to the Virgin Islands on a whole, not just to the authority. So when they put these contracts together, my understanding is that, they emphasize the value of the property, and they also emphasize the responsibility to maintain and preserve the property to the best that they can.
As long as they understand that, then we're good. Now, when you talk about resident wellness empowerment, by definition, what exactly are you trying to articulate, not only to the residents but to the people of the Virgin Islands who are looking at these properties and the occupants?
What we want them to understand is that the Bright Path approach is all about a unified strategy to support everything for the resident. So we're not just trying to support one aspect of their wellness, we're trying to support all aspects with the goal to move them into stable households, whether they're living on our property or living in their own property. We want you to be well, and we want you to be self-sufficient to as best as you can for your household. And self-sufficiency is income. So we're helping you to connect to the resources that our community already offers so that you can increase your personal wellness in these different 8 dimensions and gain an economic mobility forward. Legacy, we're seeing it in Williams Delight. Financial growth, we're seeing it with the more participation with the workforce board. We're ensuring that more people are tied to the Department of Labor and the understanding that the Department of Education have day programs, night programs. We help you with these applications because the goal is wellness and self-sufficiency go hand in hand. And we want to ensure that we give you the support you need and connect you to the right places to get that done. And that's what we're doing.
Mr. Lewis, I see you shaking your head.
Yes, because the path that we're on right now is to empower our residents for success. And that's part of the Stability in Every Community campaign that we're on right now, making sure that we invest in our residents' success, because once you're able to be self-sufficient, then you could be able to meet all the goals that you have set for yourself. And what we always try to stress and emphasize every time we visit the radio station is that we see what's happening with the government, the federal government. You could wake up tomorrow and all your subsidies cut or stopped completely. Right. So what our department always stresses and always try to do every day is to ensure that we empower all our residents so that you don't necessarily have to wake up, tomorrow and be in doomsland. You already prepared yourself for anything that happens once that shoe drops, which in fact that we see that it does drop from time to time, that you're able to be stable and be able to provide for your family and not have to completely depend on whatever assistance that you're getting. And that's always the goal. That's always the aim. Now, if you choose to remain within the housing authority communities, as long as you wish, that's fine. But at least you're putting yourself in a position where you don't have to.
That's a good point to bring up there, because there are those who, even if there were opportunities to move somewhere else, they're just comfortable there. You know what I mean? So we just got to call a speed in that regard. Azebo, the Williams Delight situation where we had the government making monies available for them to transition from renting to home ownership. That's in effect? That's still going on?
Yes, that is still in effect. There is actually a list of residents who have already made it through that process.
Okay.
And more to come.
I like that. So it's working out well?
Yes, for the most part.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're talking with the Virgin Islands Housing Authority this morning, right? The Residents Wellness Empowerment Department. We got the Director, Emmanuela Perez-Cassius for Wang Pabo. We got Mr. Kurtice Lewis for Miss McIntosh. You know what I'm saying? Can't hide every time you smile, you look like you mother. You know what I'm saying? And Ajani Brown joining us this morning. We'll take a break, and we'll be back right after this. And and we're back here. I analyze this with the leadership from the Virgin Islands Housing Authority, the Resident Wellness Empowerment Department. Let's talk the Section 3 program, Ms. Perez-Cassius. We got a number of different bullet points under this area: job training, certifications, employment opportunities, and connecting residents with local businesses and contractors, tools for economic mobility and career growth. Break that down to the best of your ability.
So Section 3 is a program at the Virgin Islands Housing Authority that helps residents to work towards that self-sufficiency we talked about earlier. And the master of this program is Ajani. So I'm going to let him talk about this.
So Section 3 is actually a job training program where we hire our residents. And the program actually went through a restructuring this year. And the whole purpose of that restructuring was to ensure that we're having a greater impact with the people we serve and to ensure that the program remains aligned with HUD guidelines and policies. And that the revised program was actually just approved by the VIHA board last month. So that's actually great. And the whole purpose, just to expand a little bit, it's one thing to leave a program with experience, but it's another thing to leave that program with experience and the certification to back that experience, So moving forward, we just want to make sure that our participants are leaving with certifications and that increases the probability of that person getting the job that they want. So moving forward, there's going to be 3 main categories: Section 3 workers, targeted Section 3 workers, and Section 3 business concerns. Now, a Section 3 worker would be an individual whose income falls below the HUD established limits. A targeted Section 3 worker would be the same scenario. However, they live within a public housing community or close vicinity to one. And then finally, you have the Section 3 business concerns. Now, to be eligible to be considered a Section 3 business concern, a business would have to be at least 51% owned and controlled by a low or very low income individual, or a business would have to be at least 51% owned and controlled by a public housing resident or Section 8 tenant. Or if you're a business and at least 75% of the labor hours worked within the last 3 months were worked by Section 3 workers, you're also eligible.
How does the process start in terms of the certification?
Well, basically, we have a list of different things that we look for, but in certifying you, we certify you through our Section 3 business registry. And what that allows us to do is pair contractors with firms. So let's say, for example, you live in a housing community and you have a business where you make pâtés and juices. You're interested, you come to us. We get you registered as a Section 3 business concern, and now you're in our registry. So let's say, VIHA is having a board meeting and we need catering done. We're able to contract that person for their services, which helps to promote that local economic development.
Mr. Red, it's a nice program I got in.
Yes, and Neville, the Section 3 workers, we have Section 3 workers currently working on our job sites. So Section 3 workers are tied directly to contractors who have contracts that's over $100,000. Right now, they're doing the ones who are working to remodel David Hamilton Jackson. They also worked at Walter I.M. Hodge. And on future projects, it'll be the same thing. So we'll have Section 3 workers working there. We'll have targeted Section 3 workers who are individuals who will be participating in our vocational programs, hopefully, or, my brother's workshop. So we're working with and partnering with all of those places to ensure that there's a certification pipeline for the individuals who live, and those would be targeted Section 3. They'll also work on our special projects. We paint in every community over. We're going to hire Section 3 workers, which are individuals who live within our housing community, to help with those projects. So that would be the targeted Section 3. And Ajani just explained the business sense of it. So we're trying to support and promote at the same time, but this is a HUD-regulated program.
I was going to ask you about that.
Absolutely. This is a program that is designed through the federal government to ensure that this money that we are spending in all of these places across the nation to redevelop housing communities, to build out services, that the contractors have a responsibility to ensure that they help to create a workforce within our communities too. This money shouldn't just be going to the big contractors. We must ensure that the people who are benefiting from the work, but also are the reason why they have these contracts, have an opportunity for workforce development.
Mr. Marketer, you want to dovetail on that?
Of course, as the marketer, my favorite part of this restructuring is the dashboard. There's going to be a dashboard that's going to be developed for the Section 3 program, where we have 2 tiers. One's going to be for the residents, so it's going to be a directory filled with all of the residents that could be able to be matched with these contractors, and another part of the directory that has the list of contractors. So if there's a contracting work that's going on out there, we could be able to have that registry that we could be able to dive into. And we're here to encourage our residents to get into contact with Mr. Ajani Brown to get yourself on that dashboard in that registry, so that when these opportunities come up, you'll be able to be first in line to get the call.
That's right.
And then when you're done, once we train you, certify you, you leave with a certification where you could take anywhere and get yourself employed, empowering you so we could be able to continue to build stability in every community.
Anything else about the Section 3 you wanted to articulate before we move on to the Bright Path?
Just want to say that moving forward, Q1 of 2026, we're going to be building out those 2 dashboards for the Section 3 workers and the targeted Section 3 workers. So if you are interested, please reach out. We already have a running list, but please reach out and let us know if you're still interested. And if you haven't completed an application, please complete one. You can come into any of our offices and pick up an application. You can also reach me at 340-725-0465. That's 340-725-0465.
And when you say Q1, you mean calendar year 26, because we're right now in fiscal year Q1.
Yes.
Yes, calendar.
So calendar year
2026 Q1.
Okay, good. Calendar year. Okay, good. By the way, earlier when you were going through the different properties, you mentioned Lucinda Millen Young. It's actually Lucinda Millen.
Lucinda Millen, yes.
Millen,
I always say Young after it. I don't.
No. That's understood, because Janet Millen Young.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's her grandmother, actually. So, yes, so it's Lucinda Millen Homes. That's right down in Canada.
Yes, yes.
Before you get to the ghettos. Right before you're heading east. Right before you get to Pollen Pearson Garden. Okay, good. The Bright Path approach, a unified strategy that ties all support programs together and a focus on wellness, financial stability, and self-sufficiency. Break that down.
So that's what we've been telling you about with this Section 3 program. That's VIHA's main way of helping to build towards that.
It's tied to Section 3?
Absolutely. And it's also tied to the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, which is another program that we have that helps individuals to gain financial wealth by escrowing in. So you join this program, your rent is $200. In this program, you get yourself a coach, an individual who is there to help you meet your goals. And as you meet your goals, what's going to usually happen as your income increases in public housing? So does your rent. But your base rent is the money that VIHA is going to hold on to as theirs. But the rent that comes after your base rent, when you're a participant in this program, goes into an escrow account for you. And in the 5 years, you have 5 years to accomplish your goals. If you accomplish your goals, then this income comes back to you. Every dime that we saved in your escrow. So your rent goes from $200 to $800. $600 is being escrowed for you every month while you are working towards your goals.
Wow.
And at the end of 5 years, that money comes back to you for you to have an opportunity to invest in yourself on a larger scale. It also
strings attached.
No strings attached.
What was the highest payout?
The highest payout for me so far has been $36,000.
Wow.
Yes,
That's
yes.
awesome.
And I don't tell people all the time, Emmanuela, in all her good years of professional work, has never had $36,000 sitting in her bank account at one time. So I understand.
Now let me ask this question. You put this program in place, which is an awesome program, right? After 5 years, this money is available to those whose monies have been put in escrow.
If you meet your goals.
Once you meet your goals, and remain a resident.
Yeah.
Right, in good standing, of course.
Yeah. You remain a resident and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Right. So let's say you started in July of 2020 and July of 2025. You've been in good standing for 5 years, and you saved $25,000. You write a check for them for $25,000.
Yep.
They're still living with you, or they are forced to move on.
No, they still living with us if they want to live with us.
But the
They
hope
just-
is that they would take that and use it for home ownership.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
But
That is
like
the-
we said, it's no
I mean,
strings attached. So
Okay, so you're not telling people what to do.
No.
Yeah.
And remember, wellness is a personal thing, Neville. We said this in the beginning of the show. Some people are very comfortable where they're at, right? This is some money that some people use for their churches. I know people who have used it for their grandchildren going to college. They didn't necessarily say, let me pack up and move out of housing, but we do have some that has taken that money and started their own business. Full-fledged business, purchased all the equipment, everything they needed, and now they are running.
So
business.
VIHA, y'all are not just landlords. Y'all are extended families. What you're saying there,
When you come into
and
VIHA,
financial advisors and all that stuff.
you come into a program, and if you take advantage of this program, your personal wellness will be increased, and you will be empowered to make choices for yourself, knowing what the community has available for you. Neville, a lot of times people aren't soaring because they don't know that they have so many hands out there willing to lift them up. And, going down into the cane fields of the Virgin Islands government, sometimes you could get lost in the maze of trying to get through the system. That's what we're here to do. We're not here, we're in the business of landlord, so we don't provide those direct services anymore. But through this team, we try our best to keep you aligned and keep you informed with what's available to you on 3 different levels. Vulnerable, who gets a lot more coordinator attention than, say, the moderate households. The moderate households get more attention than the stable households. Not because anything more than the economic goal is stability. If you're already there, then we just need to check in on you and, celebrate with you as you go along. But those who really need it, because the capacity is only 6, we focus and we pushing them up to reach to that level of stability.
Do you sense that more of your tenants or residents, I don't want to use the word tenants,
Your
right?
residents.
The residents, right, are looking for that day when you could hand them, they could actually get into a home ownership program and getting the key to live in their own house? Or I'm not saying that what they're doing is wrong if they're comfortable where they're at. I'm just
The
asking.
majority want to go.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
that's good. That's what I wanted to hear.
We're some mobile people here in the Virgin Islands. Don't that welfare mentality. I don't want to cuss any bad words and go WTJX, but the mindset around thinking that majority of the people want to live off of social services is incorrect.
Okay.
They just don't know how to maneuver the system, and the system is not designed for everybody to maneuver. Let's face it. This governmental system that we have.
I appreciate your candor. You know, what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that's what we want to hear in the discussion. So, but I got the answer that I would want to hear, and I think the majority of the audience would want to hear as well. Is that we can't tell people how to live, where they live, and all that stuff. But if a majority understands that the best case scenario, at some point, is home ownership and all that stuff, and outside of a setting where it can be claustrophobic, not necessarily, that's how it is, but it could be that way. We're good to go. Now,
Oh, yes.
you tied the Bright Path approach more so to the key program supporting residents than Section 3, but they're all connected.
They're
right?
all connected.
You got
Those are
so
programs.
you mentioned the family self-sufficiency, right, program. What about the community wellness assessments, or where you're identifying what each community needs most? How do you go about doing that?
So we have our community needs assessments that we send out every 2 years. These assessments help us to recognize what the goal is for those individual communities. What we got from those informations in our last round is that more of our communities still, the number one is they want access to workforce development. They want to gain employment that's gainful. The second, of course, is childcare and after school care. They want supports for their youth that's inside of the community. And the third top one was senior supports. And that's something that didn't come up before, like it's coming up now. where they're asking for us to be able to provide, I guess, a level of that wraparound support so that seniors can live as independently as possible for as long as possible within the communities. And so that information now is what's going to guide our 2026 direction of Bright Path and how we approach and who we approach to bring those services as close to the footsteps of the people as possible and connect the people who need the service as much as possible in those 3 areas. But we also do those household assessments, and that's how we determine whether you're vulnerable, moderate, or stable. A vulnerable family never have one income coming into the household, and that's not a stable income. They haven't been able to maintain the same income source for over a year. That's a vulnerable family. A moderate family have one income coming into the household, but it's stable. Maybe it's one person working for the government, or one person have a stable job. The problem and the reason why you're not considered stable is because if something happened to that one person, your whole household income throw off.
Correct.
And then a stable household is any household that have more than one income coming in, stable and unstable, but it's more than one. So the family is depending on more than one resource to be able to strive.
Mr. Marketer,
Yes, sir.
I saw you,
Yes, you mentioned you alluded earlier to the fact that we usually come with a gang deep, a little bit, light today. Well, that's the coordinators that usually come in with us, and we have the coordinators tell you about exactly what they do on a day-to-day basis. But that's our first point of contact, right? So we have 2 coordinators in St. Croix and 2 in St. Thomas. The 2 in St. Croix are Adina Joseph and Safara Emmanuel. And in St. Thomas, we have Ida Mendez and Latoya Stradiron. And they are the ones who usually get the referrals from our property managers or people that just come into the office, and they're looking for the supports that we've been speaking about for the past 40 minutes. When you meet with your coordinator, they assess and they do their wellness assessments and figure out from the residents what are their goals. What category do you land on? Are you stable, moderate? Are you vulnerable? And then coordinate with the residents to figure out, okay, what is the right approach? What do you need based on the 8 dimensions of wellness? So you need financial support, emotional support, educational support, vocational, etc. Then they work with you and they stick with you throughout the whole process to make sure that you are able to meet your wellness goals. Now,
hold on one second. We're taking a break. I don't want to get into full flight and then I gotta cut you off. So we'll pick up the discussion right there. We're talking with Miss Mendez, them, I saw all them big names, right? Joseph, I saw, right? We'll come up and pick up the discussion there and continue to talk. I also will include the housing choice voucher program.
Correct.
All that, and the call to action, what have you.
Yes.
Talking with VIHA there this morning. We'll take a break. Be back right after this. And we're back here to analyze this. We got the VIHA leadership here in the studio. We got Madam Director Emmanuela Perez-Cassius. Good morning.
Good morning.
We got Mr. Curtis Lewis. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
And Mr. Programs Coordinator, Mr. Ajani Brown. Good morning, sir.
Happy Tuesday.
Okay. So, you were talking about the different areas where the coordinators play a part in being the conduits, for lack of a better term, with your residents, what have you.
Love it.
If there's certain areas, you could incorporate that in your vocabulary going forward. You know what I'm saying? I listening to you yanking up a star, man, singing good this man, you know what I mean? So,
Every time I come here, I add another one. Last time was discretionary income.
Exactly.
Now,
You know what I'm
conduits.
saying?
I like it.
So I see your vernacular continues to broaden, you know what I'm saying? So you can incorporate conduit, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah. But you were saying nonetheless.
Yeah, so as Director Cassius was talking about earlier with our aging population, right? So our coordinators would have a conversation, for instance, using this as an example, speaking to a resident who may be falls within that category of the aging population. What our coordinators would normally do is connect them with the resources that they need, such as linking with our sister authorities, such as Department of Human Services. Human Services, as we know, usually takes care of most of the senior needs. So whatever the support for our resident is containing, concerning whatever areas those may be, if someone from Department of Human Services is able to come in and give them that support, then our coordinators connect them with a coordinator over at Human Services. If someone has health needs, or they maybe need assistance with bringing a child back to school and they need immunization, vaccination, that's where we link with Department of Health.
Yeah.
Whatever our sister agencies and stakeholders could help out with, we refer our residents to that. So the conduits, being our coordinators, would step in and do the conduiting.
The conduit. Okay, you're pushing it now. The vocabulary going far.
No, you're just learning the word, so I ain't gonna hold it again.
Cool.
But it's sounding good. It's sounding good. By the way, your chairman, Dr. Kaiser Carwood, wants to extend happy holidays to you and the Housing Authority leadership.
We appreciate the love. Thank you so much,
He sent
Chair
me a text
Carwood.
message. He actually ordered me. He told me, yo, let him know. You know what I'm saying? So
We appreciate, and I know
we're
that
good with
ED
that.
appreciates it.
I got a question to ask you, right? Because we got to look out for our people, right? That's what we there for, right? Provide for ourselves and look out for our people. Combination of that. Are you comfortable walking up to one of your residents and telling them, look, now, man, I see in all this potential in you. You need to seriously consider home ownership. Are you got it? And are you could do that? I mean, we in the business of telling people how to live their life. But if we see somebody who has it in them but don't necessarily want to take the risk or take that step, are you got it? And are you could do that?
Yes.
I know someone who does. Miss Linnell Brady.
Okay.
She is our family self-sufficiency coordinator.
Okay.
And she's the one who usually approaches these residents, or they approach her.
Yeah.
And what they basically look for is motivation, what you're speaking about.
There we
If
go.
you see someone who's motivated.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's the English that we're talking about there. You know what I'm saying?
And they're ready to level up.
Yes.
Speak to Miss Linnell Brady. She is the FSS coordinator. FSS, of course, Family Self-Sufficiency Program. And she hosts quarterly workshops for financial wellness, where she sits with you, she connects you with First Bank and Housing Finance Authority and everyone who is
USDA.
USDA, get you in the first home buyers and make sure that you have all the information that you need and walk you through that process of becoming a homeowner. So
she actually has a end of year connect going on this week, I believe tonight in St. Croix, and Thursday or Friday in St. Thomas.
Yeah.
So if you are interested, in learning about the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, definitely come out. She is gonna have previous participants who successfully made it through the program, and they'll be speaking about their experience as well. We're gonna be in Ara Diaz tonight at 5:30.
Yes.
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 Yes, and her phone number, is, real quick, is 340-725-0675. Again, that's 340-725-0675. Or you could email her at lbrady, BRADY, at VIHousing.org. And to segue real quick, Linnell Brady is also on the HUD guidelines and standards, has to have a certain amount of participants that are in the Housing Choice Voucher Program.
Yes.
So
we're,
go ahead.
no, we're looking for participants to join the FSS program.
Okay.
Specifically those who are participants in Housing Choice Voucher. Housing Choice Voucher participants different than our PHA residents, because in our PHAs, they're in a concentrated area. Our Housing Choice Voucher programs are more scattered, so they don't necessarily get the condensed information through marketing that maybe our PHA residents get.
Okay.
But Neville, I want to go back a little bit just to tell you, we don't have to tell people what to do, because we're in the job of planting seeds. What we're doing at the Virgin Islands Housing Authority is planting seeds by giving you information that you may not know exists.
Okay.
And a lot of it is around home ownership. And I tell you, and a lot of people interested in that. They really, truly want to own a piece of the rock. And I think that's a legacy that everybody have deep down in their soul as Virgin Islanders, to leave something for their children. That's a piece of the rock.
No, Mr. Lewis mentioned the two ladies, the two conduits on St. Croix and the conduits on St. Thomas. That's St. Thomas, St. John, right?
Yes, right.
If in fact somebody from St. John was interested
In the Housing
Housing
Choice
Choice Voucher Program.
And
Correct.
it's not
Correct.
too late to join. You could come today. You hear it today, you have the right to come today, 5:30 in RODS.
Okay, good. Mr. Brown, you big on the Residency Advisory Board. That's your baby.
Yes, that
Conducting
is.
elections and all that stuff.
That is also.
And the goal there is to have residents
Well, the
provide leadership
yes.
internally.
Yes, so the resident advisory board is actually made up of the president of each of our resident councils, and basically every year they sit down with VIHA's senior leadership team, and they're able to provide feedback on VIHA's annual plan as well as the 5-year plan. You know, who better to ask for advice than the people living within these communities?
Okay.
Yep,
Ms.
and
Perez?
we use them also for things like, right now we're in the process of updating our ACAP and our lease agreements. We're going to bring in the RAB board in 2026 so that we can review it together, and in hopes for them to take those same documents to their community and have those discussions in their resident council meetings, so that when we make these updates, everyone is informed, but we also get the viewpoints in case we don't miss anything. So whenever we're making changes to big documents, the RAB's board is really vital to VIHA and the direction in which we go.
Now, on the conversations, substantive time to fly. The Housing Choice Voucher Program, speak a little bit about that. Expanding housing options and landlord partnerships.
First of all, Housing Choice Voucher Program last year got a 140 in their inspections from HUD. So they're the top of the top of the top when it comes to the work that they're doing. And we're still looking for landlords. We have many vouchers that are not being utilized because we don't have landlords willing to take these individuals. And so we're asking people, if you have property in the Virgin Islands, this is a really good time to segue back and put those properties under the Virgin Islands Housing Authority's voucher programs to give our individuals a chance. Veterans, we have foster young people coming back into the community. We need houses for them. And so we're always asking people to please think about your 1 bedrooms, your 2 bedrooms, your 3 bedroom units, and come over to the housing voucher program. It is a for sure income source. You know, when you talk about that passive income money, you don't have to worry about putting your units underneath our properties, and our listings would help.
What's the territory number right now? Ballpark figure?
About how many people?
Yeah. How many landlords?
11.
Oh, landlords.
Yeah.
Get back to me
I
on that.
don't know. I'm going to get back to you on that. I'm going to
Okay.
ask Akela. That's a good question, because I don't know exactly how many.
That's a great question.
Okay. So,
We do know how many residents, though.
Yes.
How many participants?
we'll talk about that.
1,323.
1,323.
Yeah.
Those are residents within all of the different facilities
that are currently
No.
housed.
in the housing
For housing choice voucher.
housing choice voucher program. Okay,
Yes.
that don't include those who are listed at this are living at the 16 facilities.
Right.
No.
Okay. Well, that's the number. So what's the number? 13?
23. 1323.
1323.
Yeah. And for public for VIHA it's 1778.
Okay, there we go. Going forward, young man, 1,778.
I was following your lead, sir.
1,323.
I love learning. Every time we come up here, it's like a semiotic learning experience. We get words.
No, I can't use the word, but I like jabbing him, you know what I'm saying? Because he takes it well, you know what I'm saying? So we're good with that, right?
Yes.
So it's a call to action. It's a new year coming up. And today's the middle day of the month in December, so we got 15 more days. What's the goals for 2026? I mean, y'all, every time you guys come here, you guys and gal, come here, are you exuding positivity, feeling good about where the Virgin Islands Housing Authority is and the wellness program, and all that. So you're to be commended for that. What do you want for 2026?
We want the same thing we've been asking. Stay engaged, stay wrapped in. We want you to take advantage of the programs and the opportunities that are being offered for your individual household wellness, and of course to strengthen our communities on a whole. VIHA, like we started off telling you, we done a 2030 plan, and this 2030 plan has to have our assets in physical structure and our assets in people aligned.
Let me give a suggestion. Are you familiar with the fact that some of the greatest Virgin Islanders in the history of this, incomparable territory, come out of the housing area?
Yes, sir.
Doctors, lawyers,
That's right. We know.
judges, athletes, all that stuff. So can we start doing or have a research component and maybe start using these great Virgin Islanders as inspirational voices and all that stuff to articulate, while at the same time encouraging those who are residents that they've also done so well for themselves that they're into home ownership and business ownership and all that stuff.
Part of our weekly check-ins, we have a section specifically for innovation, and that's one of our ideas for innovation, to create a quote-unquote alumni section for what we do, so that we could be able to incorporate these alumni.
You did it again, man. You're nice. Alumni. I'm liking that. No, I'm serious, man. You're good. You know what I'm saying?
And Neville, and for fact, we're working right now on making sure that we start to highlight the amenities of our communities, right? I think people, we're not just beachfront properties. There's a lot of different amenities that we have surrounding walkability, close to schools. And so we're working on that. And Kurtice, part of that innovation, we should figure out how to tie in the great people to the great space when we send out our 2026 marketing, because Virgin Islands Housing Authority, we believe, is top asset. This ain't where you to come because you have nothing else. This is where you to come when you're ready to step up to the next. And so when you come into us, we want to highlight that. We're going to highlight the people. We're going to keep that.
Yes.
We're going to keep our conduits going in 2026. We're going to stay connected. We're going to encourage and really push Section 3 on every level. We're going to have our contractors tied in. We're going to have our people tied in. And we're going to have our services tied up so that we'll be able to make the impact that we're looking for. That's 2026.
Yep.
Ajani,
Yes.
piggyback on that.
We actually are going to have the resident commissioner elections as well, and another set of resident council elections. As you know, the resident commissioner is similar to the resident council. However, they actually sit on the VIHA board. So they act in a similar capacity as the councils, but there's one for each district. It's one for St. Croix and one for St. Thomas, St. John. So the resident commissioner for St. Croix would be over all VIHA communities in St. Croix. And the current resident commissioner for St. Croix is actually Ashley Archibald. He's coming out of Aradias Heights. And the resident commissioner for St. Thomas, St. John right now is Simba Abif. and he's coming out of Oswald Harris Court.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we call them chair and vice chair when we're in the
Yes.
boardroom.
That's
They are
what
the
I'm talking
chair
about.
and vice chair of the board right now.
Mr. Market, since you used the word alumni,
Yes.
right? Aubrey Camacho.
Alumni.
Take a note of the name. That graduated from Central High School, come out at Shabbat. He was a valedictorian at Central. I remember that.
Give me that name again.
Aubrey
Camacho, right? He's been a practicing doctor for 35 years, right? So Aubrey, and he's currently in Berkeley Lake, Georgia, right? So see if you could get him to be one of those motivational speakers and all that good stuff. Hey, always a pleasure, man. Y'all looking good in the blue and black.
Hey!
You know what I'm saying? Happy holidays to all the family. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to talking with y'all soon.
All right.
And
Thank you so much.
Get Mr. Alexander here in the first quarter next year, right?
We got him.
You got it. All right. Congratulations, man.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Be back right after this.
All right.
The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
and relish the cuisines and cultures of our neighbors.
The views.
Tune in Saturdays at 3:30 p.m. on WTJX TV Channel 12.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Look who's rocking around American Masters. Brenda Lee. She started as a child and wowed the world.
She had more double-sided hits than anyone in history, before or since. She was the largest-selling female vocalist of the 1960s.
Enjoy Brenda Lee rocking around. I love to sing on American Masters.
Tune in December 23rd at 9 p.m. on WTJX TV Channel 12.
Good morning. This is meteorologist Russ Murley with your WTJX local forecast. This is Tuesday, the 16th of December. It'll be partly sunny at times with spotty showers today, middle to upper 80s this afternoon. East to southeast winds at 5 to 15. Overnight tonight, we're looking at a few passing clouds and maybe a shower or two, upper 70s. Overnight tonight. Tomorrow becoming partly sunny, isolated showers, middle to upper 80s. Isolated showers Wednesday night, 77 to 81. Partly sunny with isolated showers, 85 to 89 Thursday. Enjoy Tchaikovsky's Holiday Classics set in Edwardian-era London on Great Performances tonight at 9 p.m. on WTJX TV, Channel 12.
WTJX 93.1 Charlotte Amalia, your NPR station in the Virgin Islands.
The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
And we're back here on Analyze This. I want to thank the Virgin Islands Housing Authority for joining us in hour number one and letting us know where they're going with respect to the resident wellness empowerment department and the different initiatives that they offer to residents here throughout the Virgin Islands. Now we can transition to the Virgin Islands Department of Tourism, Division of Festivals. Of course, everyone knows beginning next week, Friday, I think it is, the village open, but they got a lot of events going on with respect to the Crucian Christmas festival. So I'd like for everyone to introduce themselves, starting to my left, and then we can get into the conversation.
Hi, good morning. My name is Sheniqua Robinson, and I'm the Communication Specialist for the Department of Tourism.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alvin Burke, Jr., Assistant Director of Festival, St. Croix.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
She's just here making sure y'all do the job right?
That too. We have Ayana Hiss in the building, our social media content creator as well.
Okay, good.
She's awesome.
So, Sheniqua, when did you leave us here at WTJX? I didn't know about this.
But never. Wait. You just come out swinging.
Straight for the gusto.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm hurt.
You need to warm me up. First of all, I am always and forever WTJX family. Shout out to Tanya and the team. I made my rounds this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I am always and forever WTJX family. So I never left you guys. I'm just I'm here for a good time, not a long
When
time.
did you officially become a part of the tourism team?
In October. In October. This is new. Very
Oh,
new.
so you just reached?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to hold it against you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
So we're good with that.
'Tis the season.
And Mr. Burke, when did you leave the first branch of government?
Approximately the same time, about September, mid-September.
Mm-hmm. And how's the transition been for both of y'all?
Transition has been very exciting. I'm happy for the change. I'm grateful for the first branch for giving me the opportunity for almost 15 years. I was there when you was there, playing all the hip hop and stuff.
Yeah, my music, a little different.
It was different. It was different, but I'm grateful for the opportunity. And the interesting thing about government, you're still working hand in hand. Sheniqua can probably relate.
Yeah.
Though she's transitioned, but WTGX and tourism still works hand family. So
yeah.
And technically, I'm still a part of the WTGX family too as well.
That's right. You're still a board member, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, good. Sheniqua, how's the transition been?
It's been great, actually. I have to shout out Commissioner Matarangas King for giving me this opportunity. I feel at home. I feel like this is something that I've been doing throughout my daily life. I feel like I've been grooming for this moment, and being the communication specialist for the entire territory it's an honor. And it's an honor, and I'm very excited to be in this role.
No, y'all came in right on the precipice of the Crucian Christmas Fiesta. Yesterday I went through the calendar of events. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know y'all were coming in today, so that's awesome. That works out well. We've had a number of events that may not necessarily be under your umbrella, but they are part of the fabric for the Christmas time here. I think we had a boat parade on Saturday with fireworks and all that. We've had the park in Christiansted, right? The tree lighting, all that. 10C plus Nights Park, what have you. What's the general feeling you're sensing from the residents as we approach that 10-day window thereabouts where everything comes together?
Well, I can go. I think that a certain essence of Crucian Festival is in the air. When I say the essence, of course, there's no festival without TSK. That sweet flute and that banjo and all the other elements of that. We're approaching Coquito Festival this weekend, which is Saturday, and which, like you mentioned, is very part of our festival product or festival fabric. We just had a Lechon Festival for those who like the Lechon a couple. I think that was last week, right, Sheniqua?
Yeah.
So we know, like, we have more than one thing that represents us as Crucians, more than one thing that represents us as festival. So I'm very happy to know that Department of Tourism and many other fabrics, the division of festivals, even WTGX is very much part of what we do in terms of getting things together for the very vibrancy of St. Croix Festival. So I'm very much proud to be a part of it. So I'm happy about that.
Now, Sheniqua, one of the realities that we deal with is when certain dates fall on the calendar, right? In this case, Three Kings Day falling after the weekend.
Yes.
Right? I think it's a Tuesday, right? So we got a parade on Friday, Saturday, right? And that'll be the second and third, right? January 2nd, January 3rd.
Yes.
Right.
January
because
2nd
Christmas
is,
falls on a Thursday, so that means New Year's falls on a Thursday as well.
Right.
Right. And because of that, a lot of things are truncated. In other words, we got Juve the same morning that we have food fair at noon, right? Things like that, right? What's that like? 'Cause you got to keep, in this case, you got to run a real tight ship because you're moving from one event to the other. And as a director of communications, that's something that you got to keep your eye on.
That's a question, or you're giving me some
Yeah,
advice?
we're having a discussion.
No, definitely. I think that the department is working very closely with VIPD to orchestrate a plan to ensure that the residents of the Virgin Islands, particularly St. Croix, they understand that that day especially is going to be a fun day. We're not going to put it in the universe that it's going to go left or it's going to go right. It's going to go exactly as we planned. Because, again, we have a plan in place and it's going to be executed to the best of their ability. There is a cruise ship in town as well, and logistics are being made to orchestrate that
For
as
that
well.
Wednesday, for New Year's Eve?
For the morning of Juve, the 31st, yes, there's going to be a cruise ship in town.
Okay, that's awesome.
So the food fair is going to be very good.
And they're going to experience, those who will be on their cruise, they're going to experience our culture live and direct. Man.
Front row seat. They have a front row seat to it.
That's awesome. So, by the way, you mentioned Commissioner Matarangas King. I did speak with her. She's going to make herself available so she can come on. She said she wanted to get the confirmation part behind her, and that is now the case. So I'm looking forward to having a discussion with her on a broader scale. Before we get to the list of events, you're also responsible for communications for the carnival in April.
St. Thomas.
St. Thomas, the Virgin Islands Carnival.
Yeah, for the most part, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
And also the celebration of St. John around Emancipation Day and Independence Day,
yes,
right?
Sir.
Okay, good. That's why I get that there. So, what's the next big event before we actually get to next week Friday when the village open? Is there anything?
Wait, prior to the events, I really have to mention something that's very important, Neville. So the Virgin Islands has secured 3 nominations in the USA Today 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. So the Buccaneer, the Deep End Bar and Grill, and Crucian Rum Distillery were all nominated for the top 10 awards. So what happens is there's a panel of people that come together to highlight the best in travel, the best in food, and the best in lifestyle across the world. Across the entire world. And we have 3 nominations, not only in the Virgin Islands, but on the island of St. Croix. So this is a huge deal. And I would really like to take this opportunity to urge everyone to vote. The voting ends on Monday, December 29th at noon. So how you can vote, you visit 10best.usatoday.com/awards with an S. So that's the number 10. You can find that information on our USVI Divisions of Festival page, and our United States Virgin Islands Tourism pages on Facebook and Instagram. Neville, this is a big, big deal.
Explain it again.
So the USA Today 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. The Virgin Islands has been nominated for 3 different categories. The categories are Best in Caribbean Beach Bar, the Best in Caribbean Resort, and the Best in Caribbean Rum. So the Best in Caribbean Beach Bar, we have a nomination for Deep End Bar and Grill. The Best in Caribbean Resort, we have the Buccaneer. And the Best in Caribbean Rum, we have Crucian Rum Distillery. So all nominations are on the island of St. Croix. Throughout the years, we've had nominations in St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, the different islands. We share nominations. But this year, all 3 nominations are from the island of St. Croix.
Okay. And you said you can vote where, and the deadline is noon on the 29th?
Yes. So the number 10, best.usatoday.com/awards with an S.
10 best.
USA
Today.
Okay. .com/awards, and that's awards with an S. I actually have an award an alarm set on my phone. I vote every single day. You can vote once a day per category.
Okay.
So this is important. If we get nominated, once we get through, we'll be in the 2026 list of Best Caribbean Beach Bars, Best Caribbean Resorts, and Best Caribbean Rum.
Okay. Awesome. So congratulations to Deep End, Buccaneer, and Crucian Rum.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. So, talk about preparations. Everybody knows about the end product when you get to the village and all that stuff, but there's a lot of work that goes in to get to that point. Break that down, Mr. Burke, if you will.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Senator James. There's a lot of moving parts, as you know, especially if you head down to the Frederickson parking lot area at the village. Wade Abramson, Pupilo. Now he is. I think he's making record time when the stage and lighting and song is going up. So he's about ready to go. There's a lot of communications with all the other government partners, such as Department of Public Works. I speak to them every day. Waste Management, speak to them just about every other day. You have WAPA. I mean, they are literally integral in what we do. So they're ready to just string up as we go. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. By at least Friday, we have electricity throughout the whole village. And, you know, we have our partners as DLCA, DPNR. I mean, you name it. This is just not a Department of Tourism product. Yes, we are for the better part of we're the host, but we can't do it without our partners. We have an inter-island agency meeting just about every Wednesday. We do that every Wednesday. We're in communications, especially with Virgin Islands Police Department, where we have discussions in the do's and the don'ts and cross our T's, dot our I's. I'll say about 95% of the booths are there already. Everyone is just waiting to just get ready to start to sell all the goods that we're going to have down there.
How many booths you got this year?
Approximately 32.
32, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's just the actual village booths. If I'm not mistaken, there's about, I think, close to 20 in the Coney Island area by itself. So, you know, Coney Island, then you have the regular village. So we are on the way, we are on the go. I say by this Friday, we should have everything off and going in terms of village. I think we met record time, because there are times when things happen a little differently. But no, we are in such good communications with our partners, with agencies. You know, it's really been good. It's really been a wonderful ride thus far. And I must say, you know, under the leadership of Jennifer Matarangas King, I can't say this enough.
Commissioner.
Yeah, commissioner to be, or is already in my eyes. Her leadership is very, very giving, listening, giving her ideas, taking ideas from us, and it's been a very good task thus far. And I can't wait for everyone to see what the actual, I won't say the end product, but the work that all of us has put in. You know, from Shamari Haynes, from Felina, from Ian Turnbull, Halva Hart, all those people, Kisa Harris. You know, we just been a well-oiled machine, in my honest and humble opinion.
Now, the village starts off with the Princess pageant. Next week Friday.
Yes, December 26th is the Prince and Princess and Duchess pageant, and that's ran by our chairperson, Miss Melissa George. So I think the show starts at 5. I want to make sure I get this right. It starts at 5 p.m.
Now, let me ask this question: how do we go about marketing and getting participation into events like that, like the Prince and Princess, get young people willing to commit and all that?
Well, I think it's about recruitment, and it starts. And Sheniqua and I had this. We kind of touched on this conversation already about starting from the elementary school level, and I think retaining it's another thing too, because you want the young people to be able to see what the interest is, and you know, pageantry. What I've learned over the years, because I'm not a pageant expert, like to my person on the right. But I would definitely say that like what I see in pageantry is just more than the glitz and the glamour. I think with pageantry, whether it comes from the elementary level or the high school level and beyond, it sets you off on a great path, and it sets a great foundation for those who are interested. Take Sheniqua, for instance, and I know I'm probably calling her name a lot, but she was our former Miss St. Croix. And ain't no secret that she went off to do great things for St. Croix, for our Virgin Islands community, and broader. So, I think she even hit the tip of the iceberg yet and what she plans to do. So we have people who started from that foundation, who are doctors, who are lawyers. You don't necessarily have to be a winner, but I think, I know you're a winner in our eyes, but what you have done or what you have becoming. I know people like Angela Martinez, who is a wonderful nurse, and you have people like attorney Tang Ho, Natalie Tang Ho.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I mean, I'm just listen. I ain't saying this is what you have to do, but it's a great start in where you can become in terms of a great foundation. So that's just me, how I feel about it. I know Sheniqua has her thoughts on it too as well, but I enjoy it, especially since when my sister ran for a few stuff years ago. I was like, okay, well, this is just another Queen show. But when I saw the work that you have to put in terms of the courage you have to take to actually go on stage, to memorize speeches and what have you. So kudos to those who take the leap of faith. I ain't think I have that amount of courage to do anything like that. But people like Sheniqua, who does knock the ball out of the park, in my opinion, every time. And there's a list of names I can call too. But I'm sure she would like to touch on that.
Well, we're going to go to a break, and then we're going to come back. And I wanted to ask you, Sheniqua, how did being Miss St. Croix play a part in shaping your vision and how you could be an asset to the product? You know what I'm saying? So think about that during the break. We got the Division of Festivals here from the Department of Tourism in the studio. We'll take a break and be back right after this. And we're back here on Analyze This, and we got the Department of Tourism here, the Division of Festivals. We got the Crucian Christmas festival coming up. We're actually in it right now in the window, and the village gonna open next week Friday. Sheniqua, Miss St. Croix, when was this?
2008, 2009.
What was that experience like?
Alvin opened his eyes. Miss St. Croix, being Miss St. Croix shaped my life, literally. Like that's the long and short of it. That's the short version. The long version is, Alvin mentioned that not everyone wins, and I have gotten first runner-up for like 2 pageants before competing for Miss St. Croix. So it's not always about just winning. So I won Miss St. Croix. I won the car, my Tweety Bird, my car. That was like the highlight of my life. Nobody couldn't tell me nothing. I was happy to win, but I was even more happy to win a car at the time. Alvin could tell you, I've always been a tomboy. I play basketball, softball, and volleyball. I'm very heavily involved in sports, but I've danced since I was 3. So that transition into pageantry was something that I've practically been training for all my life. Shout out to Shalita Schuster with Music in Motion since I was 3 years old. And Neville, winning Miss St. Croix put me on the path that I'm on right now. My platform was tourism, agriculture, economy, and advertisement. And I ran off of that platform. And when I became victorious, I approached the Department of Tourism and I volunteered as a greeter for 2 months. And then I got a job at tourism in 2009 as a greeter. I worked as a greeter for 2 years. And then I ventured off into my career, which I thought I was going to be a pharmacist at the time. I worked in a pharmacy. I did all the prerequisites. And I was like, this just isn't. It's not hitting. It's not me. It's a little, I don't want to say it's boring, but it's not me.
Wasn't your calling?
It wasn't my calling. I competed for Miss Virgin Islands in 2010. I competed in Miss America. I represented the Virgin Islands in Miss America in 2011. I did those other shows because of the experience I had as Miss St. Croix. That literally propelled me on the path that I'm on again today. After competing and winning, I decided, like, you know what? I'm doing a lot of speaking. I'm doing a lot of engagements. This is just something that I do naturally. So I went back to school, started over my degree, and I went to study to become a communications major. And from there, everything literally took flight. I was a news reporter with TV2. Thanks to Miss Mataranga's King. She, was working with that company at the time, and TV2 was a transition for me. And then I got an internship with DCI, Development Counselors International, which is a company that we work with hand in hand right now through the Department of Tourism. And I went to New York for 3 months on behalf of the Virgin Islands Department of Tourism. And I worked on that account. So that is literally a full circle moment for me to be here. But truth be told, it all started from me being Miss St. Croix.
Wow. So there are long-term benefits.
Definitely, yes.
From being in that pageant and actually winning.
Well, you don't have to win, as Alvin said, but being in the arena, networking, and being in that space, building your confidence, it works out for you in the end, in one way or the next.
Good thing. So back to the village, right? Saturday, the 27th. What's going on?
Well, Saturday the 27th, before we get to the village on that same day, Saturday, we have the Calypso Mona competition. That's Saturday. So I'm excited to announce, and I said it on other platforms too as well, that we're going to be back in Island Center. And that's a big deal. We were out of Island Center. The Calypso show was out of Island Center for quite some time. But for those of us who have attended the show in Island Center, we know that mature, intimate Calypso show that we want to get up and get dressed and attend, to hear the commentary that the Calypsonians famously have. As you know, you probably was in one or two songs in the Calypso show, so you can. Okay. Well, I ain't reached there yet.
Yeah, they say you made it when a Calypsonian
sing about you. Yeah.
They probably had me
social commentary.
Yeah, they talked about me when I was missing Grace.
So so it's gonna be back in Island Center. That's December 27th.
8 p.m.
8 p.m. We are changing gears a little bit in terms of how we approach the Calypso competition. The same elements, the same world famous express band, who I am happy to announce that they are 2025-2026 village honorees this year.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so that's P.O., Mean Dean, Toby D, Al Jr. Of course, we can't forget
The man himself.
The man himself.
Al Senior.
Al Senior, Big
Yeah,
Al.
Big
So,
Al, yeah.
you know, he still lives on in many, many ways, you know. So, I mean, the conversation could go a lot deeper because every time I watch Al Jr., Daddy Jones, and if you squint your eyes not too much, you swear you're watching his dad. You know?
Man.
Yeah.
So, you know, but they keep his spirit alive, very much so. So, congratulations to the world famous Express Band. Just about 40 years plus, you know, in Calypso, soca, they play reggae, they play everything. So kudos to those guys for taking care of Synchro and taking care of the Virgin Islands. So
they actually have they have a great story, you know, in terms of how they became Express Band.
Right.
And maybe at some point, you know, some kind of documentary. Maybe that's something tourism. You know, I know we do documentaries here at WTJX, but maybe that's something, given that we're talking about music and all that stuff and the best festival, maybe I could get in the documentary business as well. Of course, everything requires capital and resources, but you know, that's that story for Express Band. And just musicians in general.
Right.
You know, they travel the world.
Right.
You know, they don't know where they might hook up with somebody. Next thing you know, they become in the Hall of Fame, like Rashawn Ross.
Absolutely.
Right, with Dave Matthews Band. So
right.
that's a good story.
You know what, Neville, it's so interesting you said that. I'm a music buff, and the history part of it, I love everything about it, and I think if I'm not mistaken, TV2 at the time was doing like a docu-series a long time ago, and I think WTJX, if I'm not mistaken, kind of touched on that a little bit, and they actually have a series with Nick Daddy Friday, and this is I guess the history of jam band, and I would love to see that footage again. And they did one on Imagination Brass too as well. They touched on that, so that was more than
we name Express Band, for those who don't know, they used to back up Sparrow.
Yeah, there was his traveling band.
Yeah. I think when I first started communicating with Big Al and all that stuff, Sam and the Caribbean Express, I believe, was the name of the band and all that. So that'd be good. So Saturday night, December 27th, Island Center. We're going to crown the Calypso Monarch.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And the reigning Calypso Monarch is Lady Mac.
Yes. So Tony, this year it might be whoever he or she is.
Yeah.
But Lady Mac run things right now.
That's good to know. Yeah. Okay, so and the Village Open.
The Village opens on December 29th. That's when we have our official opening ceremony. Okay. You know, with the governor.
That's a Monday night.
That's our Monday night.
So we're doing it like St. Thomas.
Well,
open on a Monday, wrap up on a Saturday night.
Yeah. Well, we had some interesting turn of events. That's why we actually do have a soft Village in the 27th. We actually had to switch gears.
Okay.
But we adjusted right away, and we made the necessary adjustments and. Either way, we know we're going to have a very robust night on that 27th. So
we want to jump past the 26th, Miss St. Croix.
No, we don't want to do that.
Miss St. Croix, which is
28th.
The 28th.
The 28th. I'm sorry. Yeah, Sunday the 28th.
Right.
That's a staple.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like located where?
That's going to be in the Village this year.
The Village in the year. This year. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So both pageants are going to be in the Village.
Yes.
The
Princess
pageant
and Miss St. Croix.
And Miss St. Croix on the 28th.
In the Village, right? And we got a soft opening.
In between, yeah.
In between, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. And that's a 6 p.m. deal. That's when sun set in.
Yes.
Down in the west.
When it's a lot cooler.
Yeah. Okay, we're good with that. We're good. And then you mentioned official opening night at the Village is also cultural night.
Yes, sir.
Right, and that starts at 6 p.m. We got tramp that night.
Of course,
Neville, into the Village.
Come on, there ain't no Village can't start without the TSK boys, man. So as you know, they start I think on top of King Street.
Yeah.
And come all the way down.
Yeah, by the post office there.
Yes.
On Mars Hill, right in the corner.
And yeah.
And they're coming down King Street.
And they make their way into the Village. That's when you know the things start. You know?
So that's Monday night.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Now that the culture the tramp starts at 6 or we're hoping to get a Village activity starting at 6, which would mean the tramp would have to start somewhat earlier.
Well, if I remember correctly, the tramp probably is going to start maybe a little bit later. Okay. I think the opening ceremony is going to start before that. But if I'm mistaken, I'll come back and just share that information with you for the public.
We still got a couple of weeks to work with.
Right.
Yeah, we got 13 days, so we're good with that. All right? Stanley then performing in the Village as well?
Well, that's their performance in the village.
Yeah, they
so
stay on the truck.
They stay on the truck.
They stay on the truck. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So they're going to trampoline. They're going to leave the tramp in the truck.
Yes. Party style.
Truck going to park up in the village.
Yes.
And then they're going to do their thing.
Yes.
They come in with their dancers too, right?
Yes.
They usually do, yeah.
They are, yeah.
Okay. That's Bradley Christian, or?
Bradley Christian, I think, if I'm not, let me see. Well, Bradley Christian, of course, will be there with the dancers and stuff. But I think we kind of switching gears a little bit with Mass.
Okay.
She's doing the sweet bread, the cocoa tea and stuff this year.
Okay, good thing.
So yeah, but you know we can't break that tradition. You know, so we're gonna have that.
Now let me get a little controversial here.
I'm all for it.
Before we get into to the remainder of the schedule, one of the biggest gripes, right, about modern day festival, carnival, what have you, is outside entertainers coming in and getting the sweet bread. Explain why that has been the trend throughout the years to the best of your ability, because you just reach. I ain't gonna blame you for something that you may have inherited. You know what I'm saying? But there is the complaint that the local artists are kicked to the curb in favor of the known high-profile artists. Speak to that on behalf of business itself, not just the Department of Tourism, but why things like that happen.
Well, I appreciate the question. I think what we're doing this year is listening more. I think it's very important just to, and it's easy because I've been to that realm of being a musician and feel like, you know, we're not getting what we so deserve or what have you. But it's twofold. It's more than one answer to the question.
Correct.
I think that, especially what my role is now is just to, you know, listen to what some of the complaints are, but try to implement it the best way you possibly can. Not everyone is going to get exactly what they're looking for, and truth be told, there's this misnomer that there are a lot of outside entertainment gets these big glamorous prizes and monies, which is not the case for most of them. But you have to be able to, for the local part of it, and let me just say this much because I can't speak on this. I am a local musician. I have been there. I have been there where I remember my first time playing music and they handed me $100. I said, I swear to you, to this day, I didn't even know you got paid for doing this.
Wow.
You know, I didn't know. So like $100, for me at 17, 18 years old, that was a big deal. I thought this was just for fun, you know? And I'm not saying that.
No, I agree. I know what you're saying.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I didn't even know.
The compensation is a must.
It is a must.
No,
because it's the business element of it.
Correct.
But I would say, and I'm speaking on my local entertainers, musicians, I think, yes, you do want to get paid, but you have to be able to take care of your craft. So for me now, it's being in this position, my phones ring constantly because somebody wants to be in a position as a village stage. I know you want to talk controversy, I'm going to keep it real with them. It's hard for me to put you on a village stage where world-class act on a world-class stage where they are, and you want to only be part of the festival, exactly that, a part of the festival, but you're nowhere to be found for the rest 300 and some odd days. You know, so it's like, and I have to tell the truth.
No, the candor,
you know, so
the candor is good.
You know, so but I encourage them. I say, listen, you want the dollar, but you don't want to put in the work.
Let me ask this question. Let me put it this way. How many bands do we have now compared to in our heyday?
Oh man, we had a lot more bands back then.
That's the point that I'm making, right? When we were growing up, right? And this is long before I even band. Right? That's how old I been. I ain't knocking out. This is about old I been. We used to got two village, one in Christiansted, one in Fredericksted, and there used to be live music literally every night in both villages, which means you go got a lot of bands.
You have to have a lot of bands.
You know what I'm saying? And now that we've consolidated, right, since like 2002, 2003, somewhere around there, and you know we got one village down in the west, and we have certain things now that we didn't have back in the day. They had no Latin night and them thing and the reggae night and them thing back in the day. No? You know what I mean? All the band them used to have to learn how to play all the genres. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So things change.
It has.
And so that's why to me that's what we need to educate the audience and the people of the Virgin Islands and it's not gonna be like how it was in the 70s. And the 80s, you know what I'm saying?
No.
But I like what you're saying from this standpoint though. Don't believe because you're playing music that is an automatic qualifier for being on the stage.
No. I must say this.
You need quality.
Absolutely. But I think that we have to be able to put people in a place to win. For the younger bands, and I bring up Daddy Jones, and
he was part of Generation before they come out, and you had enforcements, and you had all these violators, and everybody. There's merging going on and all that stuff.
His sons, I mean, big up to the Baptiste family. His sons, he has two young sons that plays music right now, and I know he said, you know what, they want it now. So, like he would say, don't watch me now as who I am as Daddy Jones. It took me 30 plus years to get to the point where I am at, and I'm still doing it.
I tell him he's a vampire.
Yeah, he don't age.
I tell him he's a vampire.
And his father before him, we were mentioning Express Band. Express Band is still doing it. They're still trying to maintain. They're still trying to sustain.
But you know something, we got to factor in. We got to encourage our young people, notwithstanding their appetite. There is some dues that have to be paid.
Right. Oh,
but
man.
social media made that an instant gratification.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I know that you might believe you all that and all that stuff, right? But it's not all about talent.
Right.
It's about communicating.
Talent is just one part of it.
Yeah, and the same thing I play in sports. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You could be good, right? But there's certain times, certain instances where experience matters.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? And when you're young and when you're looking back at how you behaved when you were young, as we go to a break, there's instances where you say to yourself, you know something, maybe I was better off not saying anything at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that comes with experience.
It does.
When you're young, you always want to express yourself and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No pun intended with express, by the way. You know what I'm saying? We'll take a break. We got the Division of Festivals from the Department of Tourism here in the studio. We'll take a break and be back right after this and talk about the remainder of the village festivities, starting with Tuesday night, I believe it is. Soca Monarch.
Yes.
Be back right after this. my back right now. Put on the headphones there. You can pawn up. You got another set of headphones there. All right, so we have to do some situating here because we got some contestants that have joined us here in the studio. Good morning, ladies. Take the microphone. Introduce yourself. Get closer to the microphone. Yeah. I think you can pull it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you can speak into this. You can speak into this one here. Okay. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Renaya. I'm currently Renaya Amara Ilaraza. I'm currently your
Renaya. Full name?
Renaya Amara Ilaraza.
Okay.
I'm currently your contestant number 1 for the 73rd annual Miss St. Croix Festival Queen. I'm currently a senior attending Elizabeth City State University, majoring in aviation with a minor in air traffic control. My platform, Who Are We, celebrates identity, cultural pride, unity, empowerment, and preservation as Virgin Islanders.
Elizabeth State University, North Carolina?
Yes.
Okay, congratulations. You're a senior, you said?
Yes,
You're
am.
majoring in?
Aviation.
Aviation?
Yes.
You going to be flying me around a little bit?
Of course.
That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, young lady. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. On you?
I'm good. Introduce yourself.
My name is Amenti Golden Phillip. I'm a freshman attending the University of the Virgin Islands.
Mhm.
My major is finance and accounting. My platform is on Mind Your Mind, It's Your Business. That's mental health. Basically, I want to remind the Virgin Islands that it's important to focus on your mental health because without anything, you need your brain basically to function.
Mm-hmm. Freshman in college?
Yes.
How's the transition?
It was a little difficult.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, my first semester in UVI, I had to withdraw. My mom was diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is my first time back in again.
Okay. You still supporting moms?
Yeah, but she's cancer free now.
She's cancer free?
Yeah, she survived.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Hang in there, moms. Graduate of what school?
Olympic High School located in Charlotte, North Carolina.
North Carolina. But you got roots in the Virgin Islands.
Of course.
What was it like? You live in Charlotte, Carolina all your life, or?
No, I started living in Charlotte, North Carolina in, I think, the 5th grade.
5th grade? So you were here from 1 to 4?
1 to 3.
1 to 3?
Yes.
And then what part of the island?
West.
West. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you're a graduate of?
Complex.
Synchro Educational Complex.
I actually went to 4 different high schools.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went to Good Hope Country. I went to the Center for Educational Growth. I went to St. Joseph, and I went to Complex. I promise I wasn't a bad child.
So
my mom just couldn't make up her mind.
She got cleared out. You were a student tourist.
Basically, yes.
No, I'm just having fun. No, it doesn't matter. You got the paper.
Yeah.
That's
all that
important.
matters.
That's the most important thing. Young lady, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Essie Gaston Edwards. I'm the chairperson for the Miss St. Croix Festival Queen pageant.
This is the extent of the contestants. We got 2 alone.
We got 2 fabulous contestants this year. Don't think it's only 2 and it's gonna be it's gonna be a fabulous show. You're gonna be on the edge of your seats because the 2 of them are remarkable young women.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It never used to be like that.
No, it never used to be like that.
And as a matter of fact, it was a time when we were struggling to get contestants as well.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I remember back in the day, we'd have 10, 12 ladies.
Yes, I remember.
You know what I'm saying?
The years of Shalanda Simmons, Venetia Wickham.
Yeah. So how many when you take the crown, how much of them
I did
you
not take the crown. I won. I didn't take the crown. No, man. There were 5. It was 5 of us, and we were in I was actually the last show at the Pauli Joseph Stadium in Frederickson.
The taking the crown is slang. Okay.
Neville, I only pulling your foot. You think only you
took,
alone can pull people's foot?
No. Not it ain't that, but I just wanted to know, right? I run the show, yeah. And I know you big and Carly shot and all that, but I go Carly shot and you took the crown. You won it. You won it and you took it. Okay, so we're good with that.
5 girls.
5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Now the 2 you run against one another, that has to be kind of unique from the standpoint that I'm going to end up being friends.
Well, we were friends before we ran for the show.
Okay.
Yeah, we knew each other from beforehand. So
okay, I didn't know that. Speaking to the microphone.
It was kind of easy to communicate with each other. It wasn't like being on resentment or anything. We knew each other beforehand, so it's just basically the same. The only thing is that we're both competing for something that we both really want.
And well, I like what you just said. You're competing for something that you really want. But the goal at this point is, they say competition is healthy, right? So you're going to bring out the best in each other.
Absolutely. And whether I win or she wins, at the end of the day, we both are.
Well, no, both of you are winning.
Yeah, we're both going to be put in situations.
Somebody's going to get the Miss St. Croix crown, but both of you are winning.
We're both going to be put in situations to network, and we're both either if I win or she wins, we're both going to have to work with each other later on. So it's good that we have a friendship from now, or that it was built from before. We're going to need to work with each other later on. So why would it have a problem?
What was it like living in Carolina, wanting to be Miss St. Croix? Speaking to the mic.
I guess you could say a little bit difficult because in North Carolina, there's not really a pageant culture.
Get closer to the microphone.
It's not really a pageant culture, so it's really no like anybody to really look up to. So I guess being down here is kind of have more like a support and more people to look at.
And let me get the names again.
Names. My name?
Yeah.
Renaya Amara Ilaraza.
Renaya, R-E...
Y-N-I-Y-A-H.
R-E-Y-N...
I-Y.
N-I-Y-A-H. Renaya. Wow. I've never seen it like that before. It was a beautiful name, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Yeah. Ilaraza?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. A young lady?
Amenti Philip.
Amenti?
Yes, A-M-E-N-T-I, Philip, P-H-I-L-I-P. 1 L.
You got it. Ms. Ilaraza, Ms. Phillip, thank you very much for making some time to join us here and join actually the Division of Tourism, Division of Festivals for the Department of Tourism, and I wish you well. That's next week, Sunday,
yes,
the 28th?
28th.
The 28th. And, bring out the best in each other and may the best lady win.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, may the best lady take the crown because both of you are winners. Okay? We'll put that on the record. Quickly, the remainder of the schedule in the village, Mr. Buck, Soca Monarch on Tuesday night.
Yes.
What are we looking at for that show?
High energy, high intensity, the best of the best in the soca arena in the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
We have people in the past who have won. You probably know them. I think you've heard of Pumpa. And Adam O's. Yeah, I think. But they won't be competing this year. But you have people like Donald Blackest Phillip, Jamal Miranda, Conservative, and the list goes on. We have people as far as Tartola competing. If you haven't attended, I'm highly encouraging that you do. When I say that show is high energy, that's probably the best 8 minutes of competition you'll probably see in the village in regards to your the groovy and the jumpy section. Listen, the show is intense. Thing missing Croix bad. But they're doing everything that you could possibly think of to win that crown and for the soca Monarch Arena. So kudos to those men and women who compete for that soca crown. I think Star Martin will be competing this year.
Okay.
And the list goes on.
That's from 7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Now, Juve start 5 hours later, 6 o'clock in the morning at sunrise.
No sleep.
Tell me about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are sticking in the village,
are you allowing people to hang out in the village until Juve?
By all means, they could if they want to. Okay. So I'm not doing it. So
but I see that you're going.
Exactly. I see what you did there. Okay, all right, I like that. Okay, but yeah, I've done it when I was a lot younger. Stayed in the village.
I did it too a long time ago.
But it's different when you reach.
Crowd of people jumping up for the Juve.
You
know what I'm saying? All that good stuff.
Okay, Jamban.
Nick Friday in the heyday.
Oh yeah.
Now, and then of course, as Sheniqua mentioned earlier, food fair at noon.
Yes.
That day we got cruise ship in port. Two cruise ships in port. So that's awesome. They get to see our culture and then they'll be back. Because we always say about your cruise ship passengers are your next overnight passengers. So that's about the marketing aspect. And we will have a Miss St. Croix by that point. You know what I'm saying? So one of you going to have to start making appearances, right? Immediately after you take the crown next week, Sunday night, you're down there. You're down the road for a year, right? Representing St. Croix. And then we got New Year's Eve celebration, right? Old Year's celebration.
Yes.
Right? That's going to be 7
Wait,
p.m.
hold on there. That's going to be a huge night in the village.
Okay.
Entertainment galore. And, you know, I think that that Old Year's night, that New Year's Eve, is going to be an all-white affair. So
All white.
The
Okay.
village going to be white out. So come in your best. We're going to be looking good in our village that night. So I'm very happy to announce that world-class entertainment like Adam O, and Nadia Batson, Derry.
Pressure performing this year? Or what?
Not this year.
Not this year. Okay.
Not this year. Remain Vogel. No, not Remain Vogel. I said that right? Yes, I did. So like listen, that's gonna be a great event for that night. Good thing about that night, there are like 100 things to do on St. Croix. Great events.
Well, that's just us.
That's
a historical thing. So
yeah,
we'll make that work. Now we got Latin night on New Year's night.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
International Latin night, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Right.
Right. Is Bad Bunny coming here?
Not on our dime.
Then that's his loss. That's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just Bad Bunny's big.
He is.
But our Latin night is historical.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. You know any other artists that's lined up?
Yes.
We got reggaeton involved in that? Or
you would definitely hear that.
Okay.
You know, definitely hear all elements of Latin music that night. You know, so we're excited for that. I always pronounce his name wrong, but we have an artist from the DR.
Okay.
Ala Jaza. I think I'm not too versed with him, but speaking from the pulse of the Latin community, they are very, very, very excited that he'll be here. You know, so you go to the different.
He's a featured artist that night?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Go to the different establishments. They're excited that he's here. Yes.
I have a suggestion as a El Gran Combo disciple. The leader of the band, the guy who started the band, he passed away about 10 days ago. At the age of 99. El Gran Combo been in business 63 years. So if I could do a little thing for El Gran Combo, because they've come to the Virgin Islands and all that stuff, if I could do a little testimonial for them, that would be in good taste.
I like that.
That's just a suggestion. I can't tell you what to do, but I think that would be nice. And we've actually had artists from the Virgin Islands who played with them. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be good. Children Parade, Friday morning, 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Reggae night, later that night.
Yes.
Children Parade. I'll make sure I say this correctly without offending people. It's not as big as the adult parade,
right?
But the quality is still the same.
Still better in most cases,
right? And we're supporting the young people,
right?
And that's good. So I mean, reggae night that night. That's a Friday night, right?
Right.
Down in the village.
Yes.
And then, of course,
last
the grand finale.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Adult parade, 11 a.m. Then after that parade, fireworks.
Yes.
Right. I hope you notice how I pronounce that, even though it's fireworks. It's a great fireworks. You know what I'm saying? So don't hold it against me for the local lingo. And then we got last stop in the village.
Yes, sir.
Right, and that hopefully we'll have an incident-free Crucian Christmas Fiesta.
Yes, speak it into existence. It will be an incident-free.
I like that.
So we're talking things into existence
Yes.
here on Analyze This
Yes.
this morning.
Yes, she's right.
From Miss Renaya.
Yes.
Pronounce it correctly?
Yes.
Christmas. I'm T. Phillips here. Yo, congratulations on the appointment.
Thank you.
You and the big shot Sheniqua, who
yes.
abandoned us here at WTJX.
No.
But we still love it. She's still a part of our.
We are still woven.
She's still a part of our biology.
Yes.
So I'm just having fun. I'm just taking a shot because I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
listen, I am
they must pay a penalty for keeping me in the dark. You know what I'm saying?
I am
But
so
the love is still-
WTJX.
the love is
that
still-
I remember when it was still in Gallows Bay.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I think the OG billing for me when it was still in Gallows Bay.
way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
Yeah. So like I said, congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
For representing yourself, for being a leader. Amenti, ready?
Yeah.
Renaya, ready?
Of course.
And don't forget, get the pay. You graduated in June or May?
No.
December?
Yes.
December, okay. Just make sure you get a paper, right? And young ladies, UVI as well, right? And look out for them, take care of them.
Most definitely.
Between now and next week, Sunday.
No.
And beyond.
It doesn't stop.
And
Exactly.
beyond. And beyond.
We're stuck like Chuck. They're with me till the end.
I like that. Don't forget, everybody, support the Crucian Christmas. Hey, Crucian Weekend Breakfast is not a festival committee event, but there's always been some level of support.
Absolutely.
By,
especially this year.
Right? So that's on Three Kings Day?
3 Kings Day, January 6th.
Christian Stead Market, Shan Hendricks Market in Tongue?
Yes, sir. Hear the marching music.
But look, no, don't forget, we still got 10 days, so you could come back.
Yeah.
Or you could call, and we could have an excitement on the phone.
I like being here because it's minutes away from the house.
So thank you very much for today. I appreciate that. Congrats, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. Felicidades, all that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? And have fun while you compete against each other. All right? Yeah, thank you very much. Great show today. I want to thank the Virgin Islands Housing Authority for joining us in the early hour. And thank you very much to the Division of Festivals from the Department of Tourism. Be good, be safe. Talk to you tomorrow.
The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.